Hello everyone. So I'll be speaking about how India's forex reserves helped during a Middle Eastern war. In today's global economy, global political events have directly impacted the national stability. One such situation is the conflict in the Middle East. For a country like India, which depends heavily on imported oil, such a conflict can create serious economic pressure. In this context, I'll explain how India's forex reserve act as a critical stabilizing force. India's imports account for 85% of its crude oil, and a large portion of that comes from the Middle East. So when a war or a geopolitical tension arises in that region, oil prices usually increase sharply. This leads to three immediate challenges for India. First, the import bill rises. Second, the demand for US dollars increases because oil is priced in dollars. Third, the rupee comes under depreciation pressure. At the same time, global uncertainty often leads to foreign investors pulling money out of emerging markets like India. So overall, both the current account and the capital account will come under stress. This is where forex reserves would play a crucial role. India's forex reserves, managed by the Reserve Bank of India, are essentially a stockpile of foreign currency assets mainly held in the US dollar. These reserves act as financial buffer that allows the central bank to intervene in the market during times of stress. Instead of letting market forces alone determine outcomes, the RBI can use these reserves to smooth volatility and maintain stability. The first and the most immediate role of forex reserve is stabilizing the exchange rate. When oil importers demand more dollars, the rupee tends to weaken. To counter this, the RBI sells dollars from its reserves and buy rupees. This increases the supply of dollars in the market and supports the rupee. As a result, we avoid sharp depreciation and maintain confidence in the currency. The second role is financing the current account deficit. Higher oil prices increase the total value of imports, which widens the deficit. Forex reserve allows India to continue paying for this import smoothly without needing emergency borrowing or external assistance. This ensures continuity in trade and prevents a balance of payment crisis. The third role is inflation. When the rupee depreciates significantly, imported goods, especially oil, would become more expensive. This leads to higher fuel costs, which affects transportation, logistics, and eventually food prices. By stabilizing the rupee, the forex reserve help limit this inflationary transmission across the economy. The fourth role is maintaining investor confidence. During global uncertainty, investors tend to move towards safer assets. High forex reserves signal that India has a strong external position and can maintain shock effectively. This reduces panic, stabilizes capital flows, and prevents extreme volatility in financial markets. However, it is also important to understand that forex reserves are not a permanent solution. They are just a buffer and not a cure. If external shocks persist for a long time, continuous intervention can reduce the reserves. So they must be used strategically, alongside long-term solutions like reducing oil dependence and improving export competitiveness. To conclude, India's forex reserves act as a financial shield, helping the economy absorb external shocks like a Middle East conflict in a stable and controlled manner. Thank you.